Hello everyone, I'm back for another doll video, and today I will be showing you guys one of my latest rerooted dolls that I have done. So now her hair is showing up a lot more vibrant on camera than it is in real life. Yeah, it's showing up way brighter, but it's like a lot more muted than this. But yeah, this was a clone, Lovely Patsy clone, Ariel doll. So back in like the early 2000s, they had made, there was many companies that had made, like, they would label the box as Fairy Tale Princess or something like that. I think this was just called Princess Collection or something like that. But, you know, they never said like Disney Princess, but, you know, they were obviously inspired by the Disney Princess. So this was the Ariel one. They also made a little versions. So there's, yeah, see, the hair is actually showing up more like this. That's what her hair originally looked like. So yeah, the hair that I rooted in is showing up more like this, but her original hair, this is a miniature Kelly-sized Lovely Patsy Ariel one. This is not the original outfit or anything. I have an older one here. This one I actually got with this one, and then I got, this one was the Jasmine one. They all had these sort of poofy 90s bangs, but I'm not very good at doing them, so I didn't root them in, and I gave her a part line in the middle. Here's some other ones that I have done. This was the Belle one that I had found at a thrift store, and she was basically a redhead. So like her hair was like, the two colors that I had done in there was like, her original hair color was in between those, like the auburn red and the ginger red. So it was like in between those two colors. And I rooted her a part line. I did a lot of chunky highlights on them because that's the era that they are from, was the 2000s, the early 2000s. So yeah, this was supposed to be the Belle one. This is the type of body that my first one came on, which was a Jasmine one. And this is some more that I have yet to reroot. This is my oldest one that I have. She was not a princess. She was a holiday sort of one. She had gold earrings originally, I believe. And this is not her body. Her original body is long gone. But thankfully I still have her. So, and this is just kind of a mashup of different parts that I'd use. So this pelvis was originally meant to accommodate legs that had holes in them for the plug to fit into. But Lovely Patsy, a lot of Lovely Patsy doll legs are not made like that. The leg is actually made with a plug, like a flange, to go into the pelvic area, and so that's what I had to do to this. This was a Michelle clone body. So I basically carved out holes. I cut off the pegs for the legs to go on. So I cut off the pegs that were on the pelvis and drilled out some holes, and then I installed these legs. So now she has Lovely Patsy legs, but it's a different clone body, and that will be her body. I have another, like, one that was like inspired by the Jasmine one. I have another one somewhere. I don't know where she is, but she was the first one I got online, and I have rerooted her since. My original Jasmine one, which was the first doll that I'd ever gotten with this face mold, I don't have her anymore. I remember I gave her away. No, I didn't give her away. I left her at a friend's house. Yeah, that's right. That's what happened. I left her at a friend's house, and then one of her legs came off and stuff like that. But yeah, my story with this face mold, like my original Lovely Patsy with this face mold, like my bus driver when I was a kid, had actually gone to a garage sale. And, you know, whenever I was on the bus, since I was living with I had gone like back and forth between my grandma and my mom. None of them liked for me to have dolls. They wanted me to... Well, my mom just flat out didn't like dolls, and my grandma wanted me to grow up, so... Then, of course, when I was living with my mom, my brother would tear the dolls up as well. So, the best way for me to hide dolls was just to have their heads. So I would bring Barbie heads on the bus, and I would just comb their hair. And then I used to ride the short bus, the little bus, and so they'd have a bus monitor on there. And it was for a bunch of, like, mentally challenged kids, a bunch of children that were physically challenged, stuff like that. And so my grandma had actually requested for me to be on that bus because I used to get picked on the big bus all the time, and they let me ride the shorter bus. So, long story short, they have bus monitors as well as a bus driver. So, and I remember the bus monitor, her name was Miss Stacy, and she just randomly asked me one day, like, why do you play with Barbie heads? And I was like, well, that's all I can have, is they're easier to hide and stuff like that. And I guess the bus driver, her name was Miss Sandy, and she was a big girl, and she had blonde curly hair and stuff, and she was really super sweet. And she had gone to a garage sale or a yard sale or whatever and seen a bunch of Barbies, and the Jasmine version of this Lovely Patsy. I'm sure she wasn't aware that it was a clone, not that I cared. I played with all fashion doll, like Barbie, like fashion doll, so I didn't really care. But I remember apparently the Jasmine one that she had found was the only one that was clothed, and all the other Barbies were naked and dirty. So she picked this one out. And then I remember she surprised me on the bus. Like, as soon as I walked up the steps, she handed me the doll, and I gasped, and I was like, oh my god, thank you. So yeah, that's my story behind my original Jasmine-inspired Lovely Patsy doll and my original Lovely Patsy with this face mold. So yeah. So she's one of my favorites. I'm definitely gonna... I was thinking about, like, blue hairs, like dark blue hair for her or something. But I think I'm just going to do the regular black hair for her, because I really do like the black hair with this face mold. And she does have the original earrings. She doesn't look like Jasmine at all. Like, they literally just use the same exact face mold for each of them. And the same face paint, although since they are mass-produced dolls... and clone dolls aren't exactly always made the most professionally, I guess. They all come out looking very different from one another, with different lip colors. Like this one has faded, muted, more looking lips. And then this one has much darker lips. Here's the original one. This was I got her with the other Jasmine one. Let me see if I can go find her. Okay, it took me a while to find her, but I finally did find her. So this is the, not my original one, because I don't have her anymore, but she is the first one I got whenever I was, as an adult collector, basically. So she's the first one I acquired. And even as you can tell, the face... like, they made this eye darker than that one, so... But back then I didn't care. I was like, you know, I finally have this doll back, and she is on that same exact body. So yeah, this style body, it's kind of hard to find clothes really, because like the boobs are so pointy. Like, I don't know why. This is another thing I noticed. A lot of clone dolls back then that had a twist and turn waist, they had absolutely the most horrible posture ever. Like, they were always like slumped over like this, and they had no booty at all. It's very flat. So, but it's nostalgic for me, so I don't care. I'm sure they made it like this so that it wouldn't be competition for Mattel or anything, because they obviously couldn't use like the Mattel body molds. But yeah, she was one I got in 2012 maybe. So yeah, it had been quite a while since I'd seen this doll. I would love to get her original outfit, the original like Jasmine inspired outfit. I'm definitely gonna have to take the hairline down a little bit. That's what I've done to all these pretty much that I've rerooted, except for that one I have rerooted her, but the ones after her I created a brand new hairline from scratch because they had really massive foreheads. So I definitely took the hairline down on all the ones that I have rerooted. So like this one. Yeah, this was the first. This one was like the Cinderella one. She was supposed to be Cinderella. She has like the lighter color. Her lips are like the lightest, like bubblegum pink. Most of them come with like really dark colored lips, kind of. But hers are like super bright and everything. So I guess they ran out of this like darker color that they usually use. But yeah, she was the first one. I actually rerooted this one while I was waiting for her to come in the mail, because I was impatient. And I was like, I want this Ariel version. And so this one's hair was really bad and nasty polypropylene hair. So I decided to just go on and reroot her like that. And to make her different, I did the darker color. But to pay tribute to the early 2000s, I used that color to do highlights, like chunky highlights in her hair. So, and this is a lovely Patsy Princess dress. I just put her in this because I thought it looked sophisticated. Like, the black hair looks so sophisticated, so I wanted to put her in that. She doesn't look like, definitely doesn't look like Jasmine anymore. She looks like she's gonna be like cashing checks, or like she looks like she's gonna help you create a bank account or something. I don't know. But anyway, I thought it was the black hair was sophisticated. And so I put her in that. But I definitely wanted to go with the original black hair. But as for this one, like, story time aside, like, this is what her hair looks like. So I did cut it. And I created a nice little swoop at the end, like a kind of a little... It was a lot more prominent, but then I washed her hair again and it kind of faded a little bit. But you can see it kind of curves at the bottom to the side. And of course, when I reroot these, so this is pretty much how much hair they have. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of plugs. You can see on this one, I have actually started going in, because I'm planning on rerooting this one soon. But I've actually gone in and added extra holes. So those are the faded holes you see. So I've actually started the process of adding more holes into her scalp. I'm going to make her into a clone of Princess Bride Barbie, since I don't know the screening that these dolls came with, and they always come with those like magenta colored lips, which is what Princess Bride Barbie has. Like at least the Caucasian version of Princess Bride Barbie, she has like the blue eyes with the similar sort of facial screening. This is definitely a Y2K style screening that a lot of fashion dolls around that time had, you know, with the iris design and everything. So I decided, and she has the middle part too, so I decided I'm gonna make her like super platinum and all that, and she's gonna be like a Princess Bride Barbie clone. So, but yeah, that is what I usually do on these, as I go in and I add a bunch more holes in the scalp to fill it all in. And of course I do the part line as well. So yeah, she only had 4 rows of plugs, but I have gone in and done all this. So yeah. And the thickness of the hair. Yeah, that is how thick her hair is. And it's really nice. All these have been rerooted with Connect-Lawn braiding hair from the beauty supply store. Here's another one that I have rerooted with a side part. Definitely went a little bit crazy with the chunky highlights on her. So now she's giving like Lindsay Lohan Freaky Friday vibes. So yeah, her original hair color was that. It was like that platinum blonde that you see in there, like that bleach blonde. Not really platinum, but it's bleach blonde. So yeah, that was her original hair color, and she had like a middle part with bangs, and her hair was like maybe this long. So yeah, she was like a head that I had gotten in like a free bin at the flea market years ago, and I got her along with this one. She was a full doll, and this one was just a head rolling around. So I'm suspecting they both had the same exact hairstyle. So I'm suspecting that they were owned by siblings. So I have both of them. I really love the vinyl their heads are made of. It's a lot like, it's very like translucent, and it's like very soft, like it's kind of like silicone almost, especially this one. It's very squishy, and it's like really soft material. It makes them very easy to reroot. So yeah, it's very smooth in a way, kind of rubbery. Like, it's the only thing I could compare it to is silicone. So yeah, modern. Well, I don't think they do Lovely Patsy dolls anymore. Like they don't make them anymore. At least I haven't seen any in stores. They definitely don't make them with this head mold anymore, or with this facial screening. But the last ones that I'd seen, their skin tone, their complexion was more opaque, I guess. It wasn't as translucent, like skin-like this, I guess. So yeah, it's more opaque now. That's how a lot of clone fashion dolls are nowadays. They don't usually make them like this. They usually, the skin is usually more opaque looking. But yeah. But yeah, this was the first one I had done. I gave her a side part. And some of these are without hair because I've yet to, it's either I have yet to work on them, or I have yet to decide on a hair color. I was thinking of doing her with the fantasy hair color for a while. Maybe with blue to match the earrings, or like purple to match the lips. But I don't know, I think I want to go with the original black hair. Because, you know, she was my first, the Jasmine version was my first Lovely Patsy doll with this face mold. So I don't know. I'm not sure what I want to do, but yeah, that's why the majority of them are still bald is because I've yet to get around to them. This one was not bald up until recently. I just decided randomly, hey, I want to reroot her hair, because I got to thinking about this one, and I'm like, you know, I really want to make like a darker haired version since she has darker lips. So like make an alternate version. But yeah, this one's hair, her hair's a little bit messy right now. I need to wash her hair again. It's kind of dry feeling, so she will need another shampoo. But yeah, I didn't want her hair to be too long. I wanted it to be I wanted it to be a decent length, definitely. I didn't want it to be like up to here. Definitely not. That's like too short. But it's long enough to be able to like do like hair flips and do braiding and stuff like that. Like you can braid it and brush it and stuff like that. I do the knot method. So this is like a sneak peek of what another video I'm working on. So I restored this Dollar Tree My Little Pony. I did blush, but let me see if I can show you. See how the Dollar Tree My Little Ponies, they don't make them like this anymore. They have a more cartoony like face. But this was one that my nieces had abandoned in the backyard years ago and they didn't care about anymore. Hence the bleached. Like that was the original color right there, and it's more pale now. So, but yeah, this is my rerooting method. So you can see all those knots, and I always double knot them. So I knot each plug in the middle, and I thread one. So like down here, there's like 2 plugs beside one another. So I'll knot it in the middle and thread one end through one plug, thread the other through the other plug. And that way the knots cannot come loose at all. Because the knots have nowhere to go. Both ends of the plugs are threaded through a plug hole, and so there's no way that the knot can come loose. And I always double knot it. So yeah, that is my work on that. And so yes, that is the method that I've used on all these. So you can brush their hair as hard as you want. They won't shed at all. You don't need to use glue in the heads. You can tug on the hair plugs as hard as you want. They're not gonna pop out like dollar store hair or anything. I'm sure if you tug on them hard enough, you will pull the plugs out, but you'll also rip the holes in the scalp, so best not to do that. But yeah, this outfit is an interesting situation. I just wanted her to have something to wear. And I haven't, that's why a lot of these are naked anyways, because I just cannot decide what I want them to wear. I have a lot of dolls that are naked, and I'm very picky when it comes to their outfits, so this will not be her outfit for very long at all. I mainly put those on her until I found the top, and while I was searching for this doll, I found the top to it. So what I'm going to pair with that, because it is cute, it was a Sparkle Girls top, even though it lost a strap. It is cute. It's actually got embroidery on it, which these fashions were like $2. So, but yeah, I thought I would come on and show her off my latest reroot. Definitely not my last. You can literally sit there and comb the hair. The comb is running right through it very nicely. And again, she was not hard to reroot at all because she is super squishy. She has her original earrings. This is her original body. Yeah, they actually had these at Dollar Tree for a while. So yeah, I think this is one of them. This is one of the Dollar Tree. I think they only had the princess ones at the Dollar Tree. Which I didn't go to the Dollar Tree back then, like when these were around. I didn't discover the Dollar Tree until like 2006 when I was still a teenager. And I'm like, wow, they have dolls here? But of course, by the time I had gotten there, they had like different ones. So apparently these were made before I started going to Dollar Tree. So yeah. And these ones are cool because they actually have arms that move out. So yeah, that's kind of fun. Her ball, because she is on a ball sort of situation. So yeah, you can see. It's a little bit too big for this head mold. So her head bulges out in the back. Yeah, I had to shave it down. I had to shave the ball down a little bit, but it's still like kind of bulging her head out. Her head is supposed to look, in the back it's supposed to look more flat, like this. But because the neck ball is a little bit large, it kind of makes her head bulge out in the back like that. So yeah, her hair is very bouncy. Yeah. But anyhow, I thought I'd show her off just for the heck of it, because these lovely Patsies with this face are definitely one of my faves. And I like the Ariel one. She is one of my faves. I actually saw an abandoned, like, I'm sure you can see the picture, maybe, I don't know. But there's like, whenever I was a teenager and even like in my early 20s and stuff, I would be fascinated with searching up like abandoned Barbie pictures. And there was this one that popped up that was this one. That was this lovely Patsy Ariel inspired one. And she was like laying on the ground with dirt on her face, and her hair was like dry rotting. And it's another reason I decided to reroot her, because I don't want her hair to eventually dry rot, so I don't want to have to deal with that. This doll is over 20 years old, so her hair hadn't done that yet, so maybe it had to do with being exposed to the elements, but still, I don't want to risk it. But ever since I'd seen that specific lovely Patsy doll in that abandoned photo, I always wanted this one, and now I have her. So the leg situation is really weird. So they do have the forward and backward, like this sort of body. There's two different versions of this body. So, and they do say Lovely Patsy on the back. That is like the signature Lovely Patsy logo, with like the beads that are at the top and all that. So yeah, this one, she was on a different body when I got her, so, but because some of them had come on this style of body, I put her on this one. The same with this one. I'd had this body for quite some time, and she was on my older one, so I put her on there. But yeah, when I got her, I immediately switched her over to this body, and it's different, but the same. It's a belly button style body, but like they have pulled the underwear all the way up on that one, and these ones are down. Now this one has, because she was from Dollar Tree, her legs do not bend, unlike this one, which do. So they actually carved out an area, like a sort of squared, so you can make them sit. But this one does not have that. Hers just go in a V shape, so that's about as far as the leg will go. You can't really get them to sit down, so it's kind of frustrating. So yeah, the Dollar Tree ones were like this. And the ones that were at Dollar General were usually on this body. Maybe they were at Family Dollar, I don't know. They had lovely Patsy dolls like everywhere. But yeah, you'll know from the signature stamp. And they do have it on the back of the head. And I have no idea where this face mold came from. Obviously, they used the Kelly face mold for this one, which I'm not a fan of. Like, I do love the Kelly face, but I hate it when clone companies just use a Mattel face mold. I wish they'd just come up with their own. So I've never seen this particular face mold anywhere else. It looks to me like the Teresa face, but much more mature. Like, I don't know, something about the way, like, especially on this one, like the way the mouth is shaped, kind of. Like how much smaller the mouth is, and then kind of the nose. It looks more like Teresa, but way more matured and grown up, I guess. Like maybe Teresa in her 40s. I don't know. Or maybe Teresa's mom. I don't know. That's what she kind of looks like to me. She kind of looks like she could be either a grown-up Teresa or Teresa's mom or something. But yeah, I don't know where this face mold came from, but since I haven't seen this face mold anywhere else, I can only assume that they created this one themselves, and that's what I prefer. I like it when clone doll companies make their own face molds. It makes them more interesting instead of... I mean, it is interesting to see one of your favorite face molds on a clone doll. That can make them more fascinating. But I just much more prefer these knockoff fashion doll companies to make their own head molds and stuff like that, because it just makes them more authentic. So yeah, this was a face mold that I commonly saw growing up, and now I have a new Reroot to add to the collection. I'm sure these ones will all get rerooted soon. Once I decide, especially this one, I have not decided on a hair color for her. And then this one I'm still debating on her hair color. So, but yeah, soon they will all, well, at some point they will all be rerooted with brand new hair, and they will definitely not have all these bald spots. Yeah, I shrank all the holes in her head so you can't really see them all that well anymore, but this is a perfect example of how the standard rooting on our lovely Patsy doll. Usually there will be a massive bald spot at the top or maybe at the bottom somewhere, and it's just a zigzag that goes like 4 times. So it's like 4 rows of plugs, and that's usually all they do. So that's pretty standard rooting for one of these. But I always go in and add more plugs on them, because I cannot stand those bald spots. And a lot of times I do skimp out on the hair on these. Like, I don't root them like an actual Barbie. So you can see I do still leave some. Like, this whole area back here was bald, but I did go in and add an extra row. So that is what row this one is. It's an extra one that I added. So I don't usually go all out for like clone dolls, but I do at least do them justice and give them a lot more hair than they originally had. And I do a part line, so. But yeah, that is her. All done. Completed, finished. And I definitely like her as much as I would have loved to have her with this original color. Yeah, this color that I had used here is way more vibrant. So it's like the closest. Yeah, you can see it's a little darker than that. I tried blending like this color and that color together to get something like this, and I just didn't like the way it looked, so. But I decided since she has the darker lips, that I'd give her the darker hair. So, And she is the actual Ariel one, and I'm so glad she has original earrings. The earrings are always fascinating to me. This is like classic, lovely Patsy earrings. She's got like an indentation there. I always thought like it was supposed to resemble a hoop earring, but someone said that, I had someone comment that this is supposed to be like a hole that's reserved for like a gem to go in there. I don't know. I always thought the earrings were like super interesting looking. But yeah, I don't have very many of those earrings, so I try to keep tabs on the ones that I do have. Yeah, and this one, she doesn't have lovely Patsy earrings. They're very similar, but it's just like an indentation. It's not like a defined, like, circular thing. I don't know. These earrings came off of a doll from the 99-cent store. And so I figured they looked kind of like lovely Patsy earrings a little bit, so I gave them to this one. I think she originally had earrings that were gold, like gold plated, that were like that, but there's no idea. Like, I have no idea, and there's no telling where they went. It was so long ago. But yeah, anyway, enough of my rambling. That is her. I'll probably include a link to the video, because I did make a video. I don't know if I unboxed these or if I just made a video of after I got them, but yeah. I should include a link to that in the description of this video, so y'all can check out what the dolls looked like before. Like, y'all can check out what she looked like and what this one looked like before. And you can see what this one looked like when she had hair. I tried to save her hair, but it was just far too matted. It was completely destroyed, and the more that I tried to brush her hair out, she just kept losing hair, and so I just said screw it, and I took it all out. I was like, yeah, there's no salvaging her hair, but her head is perfect. No missing paint, no scuffs, nothing like that. As heavily played with as she was, there is no missing face paint, no scuffs, nothing at all. So, and she still amazingly had her earrings. So, which earrings are usually the first thing to go on children that play with them a lot. That's usually the first thing that little children will rip out, is the earrings. So, but nope, they both had theirs. And I couldn't be happier. So anyway, that's my video. Thank you guys for watching. More videos to come, and remember to stay true to you.